going? I'm using my favorite coffee cup right here, staying warm, a little chilly out. Anyway, in the next 7-ish minutes, we are going to talk about how to connect with your customers, your clients, your prospects on LinkedIn. This will still work for Facebook or X or whatever platform you love the most, but we're going to just use LinkedIn as our example. Sound good? All right. So here's a question. How much time have you spent, or how well do you think you're doing in terms of connecting with people who came to your last trade show or event? So, how many people came to your booth or came to your talk? 50 people, a couple hundred people, more? Are you connected with all of those folks on LinkedIn? And the last group of folks who came to your webinars, how about all the webinars that your company did, or that you did this year, or you participated in? Maybe you were in the audience and you could see some other people there. But if you or your company hosted a webinar at any time this year, are you connected to all those people on LinkedIn? So that'd be the second thing. How well are you doing at that? Scale of 1 to 10. What do you think? And thirdly, do you have a Dream 100 list? And does that make sense? Dream 100, like the top people that you just really want to be connected with. It doesn't have to be 100. It could be 20. It could be 5. It can be 50. It can be more than 100 if you really want to. So your Dream 100, how well are you doing at being connected with them on LinkedIn? So the three groups of people I want to bring forth are folks who you met up with at a trade show or event. So any of your events this past year, webinars, any people who registered. They didn't even have to attend, but if they register, they raised a hand, that means they're interested. And then your Dream 100, the people you just really want to be in touch with and talking with. So how are you doing for each of those three on a scale of 1 to 10? Just think about that. Maybe you've got it crushed and you're totally doing well with it. If not, it's a good idea. Now, why is it a good idea? I was just talking with someone yesterday about that, in fact, and they were saying, "Hey, we're doing these posts on LinkedIn, we're doing these videos on LinkedIn. Who's going to see it?" And I asked, "And are you connected with these people from these different categories?" Oh, or with your actual customers. How about that? There's a fourth category. People who are already really working with you. Um, are you connected with them? Oh, no, we're not. Okay, let me help you with that. So we have a system in place to do that. And I want to give you that system so you can take it and do it yourself. And of course, if you ever need help with it, let me know, because we love doing that stuff as well. So that's one reason you want to connect with them. Another reason is, so say you're headed off to, I don't know, a trade show or an event or something like that, and you want to look for people in that area or in that particular business sector, and you want to meet with them. If you're already connected with them on LinkedIn, for example, you can go do a search of people with a certain job title in a certain geographic area or whatever. Hey, I'm going to be at the show. Do you want to meet up? So it's just another way to reach out and connect with people. So people you're connected with on LinkedIn are going to see your posts, or probably going to see your posts. And now you've got an easier way to talk with them if you want to get together at a show, an event. Tons of other reasons too, but those are the top two that, really resonate with people. So when we're connecting with folks, obviously we're not being spammy. We're like, "Hey, how's it going? Just want to connect with you here on LinkedIn. Glad you signed up for our recent webinar," or "Great to see you at a show this past year." Like, super simple, straightforward, like not looking to be salesy or spammy, just wanting to connect. So that's the first step. So how to do that? All right. Well, one way is you can take your favorite cup of coffee, sit down, and then, just go through those lists, 20 at a shot. Hey, I'm going to just sit there and copy and paste and do that. That's one way to do it. And just do a search for them on LinkedIn and then connect, just send that connection request. I do want to suggest, I really like the connection request messages as opposed to in mail. So if that makes sense, take it. If not, don't worry about it. But when you send a connection request, go ahead and put a message, and that's going to come through as a message and not an email. And I just think that's better. It seems more effective. So another thing you can do is, so say you've got that list of folks who came to a webinar or registered for a webinar. You can take that and put it into, we've got a little piece of software we use, but there's tons of them out there that do list enrichment, so data enrichment. So you can take it and put it into that tool and say, "Hey, here's these people. could you please find their LinkedIn profile addresses? And so then you come back with pretty nominal on the price for that. Come back with a list that now has the LinkedIn profile addresses filled in. And so again, you could sit there and manually do that. Or like one of the tools we use is a little automation tool you can upload that into. And then now you can say, I want to connect with all these people. And again, since you know they were webinar registrants or visited at a trade show or whatever, you just have that same simple message, hey, and then the first name, hey, great seeing you at the show a couple months ago, or glad you signed up for the webinar. If I can help at all, let me know. Like just super simple, basic connect message. And using an automated tool to do that saves you time because one, if we've got, just say you've got 500 people you want to connect with. I bet you have more, but I'll just pick a low number. Say you've got 500 people you'd like to connect with from those different categories we talked about. Reality check, most people aren't going to do that. Now, you might be special and we'll do that, but most people are like, they get into it after a day or two and they're like, I am not doing this. And so having an automated tool in place, one, make sure it happens, and two, frees you up to do what you love best, whether that's talking to your customers or going to the river and hanging out or whatever you do. So having a system there is a beautiful thing to do, and I highly, highly recommend it. Anyway, those are the things that I wanted to share with you today. So think about how you're doing in terms of connecting with your customers, your Dream 100. And if you're not knowing what Dream 100 is, just text me the word dream at 1-530-203-5703. And I've got a template for you that explains what Dream 100 is and the book it came from and all the cool stuff about it that you can use and put into place for yourself. So, sidelight. Anyway, coming back. So, how are you doing at connecting with your customers, your Dream 100, folks who registered for a webinar with your company this past year, folks who came by a trade show or event with you in this past year? So, how are you doing at connecting with those four? If you want to do better and have more connections with those folks on LinkedIn or other platforms, then I just gave you the system that we use that you can do manually or in an automated way, and you're going to love it. So have a beautiful day and